Despite a mountain of evidence, we may never get answers in the slaying of an innocent Japanese family. Hello viewers, in this video, I will tell about the murder of the Miyazawa family. In the hours between December 30th and December 31st, 2000, an awful tragedy hit the Setagaya neighborhood of Tokyo. The Miyazawas, a normal middle-class family made up of a mother named Drisuko, a father named Mikio, a daughter named Nina, and a son named Rei, resided here. However, during these late hours of New Year's evening, a home invasion resulted to the family's complete slaughter, a crime that is still unsolved. The murder of the Miyazawa family. On the morning of December 31st, Yusuko's mother, Haruko, stopped by the Miyazawa house to check on her family after her phone calls to the house didn't go through. Inside the house, she made a horrifying find. Yusuko, Nina, age 8, and Mikio had all died from knife attacks. Rei, age 6, had been choked to death. The Tokyo Metropolitan Police Department's investigations discovered that the burglar had entered through an open window in the bathroom on the second floor. When they arrived on the scene, it is unlikely that they could have reached the window by climbing a tree and taking off the screen by themselves. Additionally, investigators came to the conclusion that the family had been murdered overnight, between 11:30 p.m. and 12:05 a.m. The murderer killed little Rei with his own hands as he was sleeping in his second-floor bedroom. Rei was the first to die. When Mikio heard an argument, he ran upstairs to his son's room, where he got into combat with the attacker and hurt him. Unfortunately, the killer got the best of him, stabbing him in the head with a sashimi bocha knife and even breaking off a piece of the blade inside his skull. The killer then moved on to attack Tasuko and Nina with the broken knife. However, it was a Santoku knife owned by the Miyazawas that killed them. Strangely enough, the murderer seemed to stay in the house for a few hours after the crime. The murderer also used the family computer for 2 to 10 hours, drank 4 bottles of barley tea, ate some melon and ice cream, went to the bathroom without flushing, and dozed off on the couch. Furthermore, the murderer cleaned out several drawers, partially filling the bathtub and the toilet. Some money was stolen, but not all of it. Even stranger, the killer left behind a pile of items on the couch, including the knife, a scarf, a hip bag, a sweater, a jacket, a hat, gloves, shoes, and handkerchiefs. Odd happenings leading up to the Miyazawa murders. The Miyazawa residence was a fascinating property situated in an interesting community. Yusuko's mother, sister, and brother-in-law lived in the connected unit next door, making the house more like to a duplex. Behind this house was Soshigaya Park, which, at the time, had pending expansions. Because of this, many of the families in the area had moved out of the area. There were just 4 families left in the village that had more than 200 years ago. It was like a ghost town, this neighborhood. There were a few strange and regrettable incidents in the neighborhood in the weeks before the terrible murder. The teens were upsetting the Miyazawa family by making a mess at the skate park closest to their house. Mikio lectured the children, urging that they maintain the peace of the family. Around the same time, a witness stated that Mikio got into another conflict, this time with a group of teenagers who are members of the Japanese motorcycle gang Bosozoku. There have also seems to be disturbing reports of harm to animals in the neighborhood during the summer. Killing rats and torturing and disfiguring stray cats was normal. Yusuko had told her father-in-law that an unknown car had been parked outside their house a week before to the murders. This wasn't a one-off event, but an occurrence that had happened several times, despite the fact that there was nearby parking. The question is that who killed the Miyazawa family? The police have not been able to make an arrest in this case, even though a significant amount of DNA and personal items were left behind at the scene. Despite this, they were able to uncover a few specific and maybe useful hints on the identity of the perpetrator. Investigators were aware that the murderer ate string beans and sesame seeds the day before the murder, since the murderer used the Miyazawa family's toilet. After some investigation, it was discovered that the knives and clothing left behind were bought in Kanagawa Prefecture. In fact, only 130 units of the sweaters left in the Miyazawa were made and distributed. Unfortunately, the police could only locate a dozen people who bought one. The murderer's abandoned hip bag contained a little bit of sand. The sand came from two places, according to lab analysis: a Nevada desert and a skate area in Japan. The British manufacturer Schlesinger marketed shoes that were manufactured in South Korea, but were left at the site. None of the DNA and fingerprints found in the house yielded any results in the police database, which indicated the killer did not have a criminal record. In place of a name, investigators devised a profile of what the killer might look like: roughly 5 feet 5 inches tall, with a slim build, between the ages of 15 and 35 at the time of the crime, and likely right-handed. The blood that was found there proved to the police that it was Taipa and did not come from the Miyazawa family. Further inquiries also revealed that the murderer was male and might have been mixed race. The DNA implied a maternal lineage from Europe and a paternal lineage from East Asia. The murderer almost seems to be a ghost because there is a number of evidence and no suspect. However, a few unprofessional investigators on the web have their own theories. One theory asserts that the killer is a member of the military. The sand found in the hip bag hails from an area close to the Edwards Air Force Base near Los Angeles, and Japan has had a large U.S. military presence for quite some time. A second popular theory asserts that the killer was a traveling vagrant relying on the train system to evade capture. The Miyazawa home was close to several convenient train lines, and shortly after the crime, an anonymous injured man sought care at a train station medical center. The latest in the Miyazawa family murder case. The investigation into the Miyazawa family murders, also known as the Setagata family murder, is one of the largest conducted in Japanese history. More than 246,044 investigators were involved, and they collected more than 12,545 pieces of evidence. The TMPD has never given up on the case, and all of the evidence is still being held by the police. Reports from 2019 stated that 35 cops were still working into the mystery. The police hold memorial rituals at the Miyazawa residence once a year. A prize of 20 million yen is still available for any information that could help authorities make an arrest. Friends, this was the unsolved murder of the Miyazawa family. Viewers, what you can say about this case, please tell me in the comments section. Friends, if you like this video, please like the video and subscribe my channel for more amazing videos. And do not forget to press the bell icon. Take care of yourself, and I meet you in a new video.